An open letter to all northern Muslims living in Enugu state. Dear brethren, I write this letter in view of the recent crisis that took place at Artisan Market, reportedly caused by Hausa Fulani traders in Enugu state. Islamic religion is a very peaceful religion. Hence, I urge you all to be of good conduct in Enugu state, regardless of any form of provocation meted to you. Your hosts may not share your religious beliefs. Hence, I urge you to embrace religious tolerance. All right. You see, one thing we should take from this paragraph is your hosts. That just describes how divided. How can you be citizens of one country and you call one region that hosts, well, that has other indigenous people, other ethnicities living in that region as hosts? You understand? So it's like it shows that we're tolerating each other. So you're basically making it clear that, in simple words, guy, this is not your house. So humble yourself because we can kick you out. That is literally the underlying meaning of this very packaged sentence or this packaged paragraph. The letter continues. There have been several reports of cattle encroaching into farmlands in Enugu state and destroying of crops of the people. I urge you to speak against headsmen who involve themselves in these crimes, as it could lead to violence. Even more, it is important that many of you get yourselves ready to. This letter is so shady. Even more, it is important that many of you get yourselves ready to return to your different states of origin in the event of a religious or ethnic crisis. I urge you to give the consideration to the content of this letter. I mean, it's not even specified who wrote it, but it's an article by somebody. And again, I think this just shows how divided. It's funny in a way because it's like, if we're really all one Nigeria, first of all, it's not even matter what ethnicity has not been president, Igbo presidency, Ijo presidency, Yoruba presidency, Hausa presidency. It will not matter because we're one. And if we rebranded ourselves as one, as being a Nigerian, means that you're a melting pot of different ethnicities, but there's no difference. You are just one. I think it adds more flavor to it because it's like, yes, you're Nigerian, but where are you from? Or like, what are you mixed with? I think that's a more approachable version to look at what being a Nigerian is. But again, as it says, I think as I emphasize, your hosts may not share your religious beliefs. It just shows that we are so divided because, again, we are all in the same country. So technically, we can go anywhere we want and no one is hosting anybody because it's our country. So again, this idea of, exclusivity and just oneness and just, rigidity just with a region and a main ethnicity, I guess it's normal. And I guess it just shows that, fam, we're so divided and no one. It's just like, humble yourself, because the fact is, because you're not from where we are, don't get surprised that, okay, fine, some aggression will be out to you because of what your herdsmen are doing and all that. So again, it's so sad. Let's look at the comments here in the comment section. The first person says Islam is okay, I'm not even gonna go there because we have to realize that the religion is the religion, and on paper it sounds great. It's the people who represent that religion that just give it a bad name. Like, and it goes to every other religion in the world. As long as there are humans in place and in power, doesn't make sense. Someone says, what makes Islam a good religion? Please. Okay, I don't. Please. Someone says, I'm not going anywhere, you witch. Enugu belongs to all of us. So I don't understand where is this aggression coming from? Enugu belongs to all of us. And I think technically by law, yes, you're not an indigene of the state, but as being a Nigerian, you can live anywhere you want. But that does not guarantee that you now go and start causing violence and causing and wreaking havoc. Doesn't make sense. So someone then replies and says, so should you kill them or break the law? And why would you call them witches? I don't understand. Enugu belongs to all of us. And I think that statement, Enugu belongs to all of us, because the person's username shows very much the person's Hausa Fulani. And so when you say statements like that as a Hausa Fulani man, no matter your intention, Obviously his intention is very, very rude because he says, I'm not going anywhere, you wait. No one was attacking you, but it's a stop personalizing issues. But the fact is that when, with how stereotyped that they are with all the herdsmen crisis, and then you come and you say Enugu belongs to all of us, you are the interpretation is more from a dominance point of view, and you are it's very oppressive in a way. It's like, we own you, we are we own this place, it's our country. And again, giving giving the history of what of you giving the history of Hausa Fulani. The fact is that, again, if you look at if you look at West Africa, they're literally spread out. And if you look at the history of Nigeria, they've actually been trying to conquer the whole of Nigeria. Go and look at your history, it is factual, they have been. And so again, slavery stopped that. It interrupted that. Actually, slavery and colonialism, it's interrupted that. And then, this why it's even more problematic is because when we got our independence, power was handed over to the Hausa Fulani. So giving your history, giving how you're stereotyped, saying statements like, this belongs to me, that belongs to me, especially when you're not an indigene of that place, comes off. It comes off as territorial, demanding, dominant, and oppressive. Unfortunately, that is how it is. And again, with how divided we are already and how power is unequivocally balanced, it just is what it is. Someone says, love to listen to Southeast governors. Ego can't allow them to join ASN, but that is your people's choice. Don't know what that means. But then again, I don't. Of course, Nigeria's government is made up of so many things, but I just want to know: can each state make laws to deter other states from coming in? Because I think you can do that. Because I don't understand why. Because at the height of the Yoruba farmers and the herdsmen crisis, I think there was like ultimatum given. Some Southwest governors gave ultimatums to Fulanis to actually leave the state. So I guess they can do that. So I guess our constitution also allows us to drive that division, because governors can make decisions based on who they want in the country and how they want to be run. Of course, they're still under the Nigerian government and constitution. However, it is what it is. Someone says, this is fatherly advice, keep to it and you enjoy the land. More than 4 million Igbos that are presently living in Kano should also remember to prepare to vacate back to the eastern part of the country. And I guess this is where communication breaks. It is where it breaks. I mean, it's not a tit for tat situation, because if you're being an aggressor in a place that's not yours, you have to take responsibility. Like, what's the entitlement of sending people back? I mean, if that's what you want, Nigerians, when it comes to this war competition, Nigerians will be there. They will, if it's to be petty and be like, you know what, we're gonna leave too. That is it. But then again, you can't counter the argument and say, okay, fine, because Yoruba people are in northern states. Because Igbo people are in northern states, Igbos have to go back. Igbos are not, causing havoc and wreaking, so much on the state that is affecting the economy of the state. They're not doing that. Not saying Igbos don't commit crimes in the north. I'm not saying that, but the rate at which the northern part or the Fulanis are doing it in the south, it is too much, and it is justified that they send you back. It's not justified that innocent headsmen or Fulani and Fulani northern people start getting hate and aggression, but it's bad PR for them, and it is what it is. Put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.